Hey everyone, welcome to this week's recap of The Bachelorette with Kaitlyn.
You know it's getting close to the end because next week's the overnight dates at Intercourse Island.
Wow, that went fast.
I know, right? So they're in Killarney.
I'm so thrown off though because they keep ending the episodes in weird spots and I'm just like, where are we? Where's the rose ceremony?
Yeah. So the young bucks are sitting around and the date card arrives and only 3 will get the chance to have sex all night.
In the fantasy suite.
Right.
Did you guys see when that group card, or the date card came out? Sean freaking ripped it.
Give me that!
Out of Ben's hand. Ben was getting the second one-on-one date of the week.
Because Rasputin, a.k.a. Jared, got the first one. Which
Last
was like
episode.
100 years ago.
In Bachelor time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the second date, like we said, goes to Peter Brady, a.k.a. Ben.
Mm-hmm.
They go on a rowboat, and that water looked a little bit rough.
It did.
I was a little afraid for them.
Ben was handling it like a champ. I like that, Ben.
Well, she's still upset about letting Cupcake go.
Yeah.
And
I would
she
be
didn't-
upset too after seeing that.
Well, I don't know if she actually saw him ruin
I'm sure
his
she
scarf.
heard about it.
All right, well, they're going to a private island, to a castle rune.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to play a little hide and seek.
Looked really nice on that island.
Little hide something, and...
Okay.
At the castle runes.
So then they're just chatting, and she's just like, you seem like husband material.
And he's
Do you
like,
think I'm wife material? And he's like,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So, make out for hours? Okay.
Oh, look at that. It's not dinner time. As in, they never eat on this show.
It seems like all of the after dates this time were like after dinner dates.
That's because they don't eat dinner on the show. They don't want video of people eating.
They used to
pretend.
fake, yeah. Now
they're not going to pretend anymore because they're wasting a lot of food.
And time. All right, so his greatest fear is that he's unlovable.
Dude,
Really?
you're freaking Ben Peter Brady. Ben H. Of course you're lovable.
Plus, he totally looks like an undercooked Jimmy Kimmel.
He kind of does, yeah.
Yeah, like a young, undercooked Jimmy Kimmel.
All right.
Just born.
So then they're talking about the potential overnight date coming up. And he's just like, yeah, we'll talk all night. It's going to be
Not about
awesome.
being physical.
And she's just like, wait, it's not? What?
Are you a grow guy? I mean, virgin?
Yeah. He was just like, what? No.
No, I kissed all night one time before.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so obviously he's not a virgin. And,
Is that obvious?
Well, she said it was okay, so...
He gets to stay.
Yeah.
But there's no rose on this date because it's like that point in the season.
Right. However, there is a rose on the group date.
Yeah, let's talk about that group date.
So that's Joe, Sean, and Nick.
They're all excited because they know there's going to be a rose, so whoever gets this rose is going to move on automatically to the overnight date.
First affirmation for Intercourse Island.
Mm-hmm.
So let's run amok at the estate.
All
They
right.
never really said what run amok meant.
I don't know.
All
Maybe
right.
it was like muddy out.
No.
Okay.
So Sean grabbed her first, and
You had some one-on-one time.
she has to tell him because Chris Harrison said so.
Just got to tell him about what happened with Nick.
She doesn't
but-
want him to find out later from somebody else.
Like Nick, other
Yeah.
guy.
So yeah, I'll tell him later because.
Oh, here's Nick.
Oh, hi.
Perfect timing.
So obviously they did it, and he's like, "Yes, we did it."
So the
And-
chat between them was like kind of weird, cause like she was like, "Do you regret it?" And he was like, "No, do you?" I don't know.
I do what I want. So he wants the rose, and
I don't know if he's gonna get it.
I don't know.
So then it's time for Joe to have his one-on-one time. You can just tell, like, the energy between Joe and Kaitlyn is so different than, like, the energy between Nick and Kaitlyn
Yeah.
or Sean and Kaitlyn. It's just, like, it doesn't look like it's there.
She just doesn't seem that into him.
No.
It was almost like she was trying to pick a fight with him. She was like, so you know you're gonna be like engaged after this, right?
Is that okay?
Are you worried
with
about that?
being engaged?
Are you worried? You are? Oh.
So instead of answering, he just like starts kissing her. It's like really weird, and
it was
she's like,
kind of awkward. And she wouldn't look at him, and he was like, you know what? I could kiss only you for the next like 60 years.
And she's just like,
yeah, she was throwing up in her mouth.
oh,
she's not feeling
not because he's like gross, but just because like it's not there, I guess.
So they're not on the same page, and I was waiting for him to say, what page are you on?
Which page are we on?
All right, so she dumps him on the spot, and he didn't really take it that well.
You know what? I think that was better than waiting until the rose ceremony and being like embarrassed in front of everyone.
No rose for anybody. She's pissed.
Yeah, the breakup was really awkward. He was like, oh, whatever, I don't want to talk to you.
So then she goes back to the other two guys sitting there, Nick and Sean, or Sean and the other guy.
Other guy.
And she's like, all right, I've already had sex with you, so let me just have some extra time with Sean. I got to tell him something awful.
So Sean's like really excited about it because he's like, yeah, I'm getting extra time. Not only is he getting this extra time, but he's getting it instead of other guy. So he's like super pumped about it. He's got some bad news coming his way.
He doesn't know it, though, because he's all...
Yeah. So they're hanging out later that day, and they're both like...
Gabies.
I think it's Gabby's.
It's Gabies. She very awkwardly says... That was very awkward to say that. She awkwardly says, it went too far with Nick.
They did.
We had sex, okay?
So after a very long...
Yeah.
Sean is finally like, do you regret it?
She's like, no.
She said she felt guilty the next morning.
But she didn't expect it to happen, and she's not guilty.
He needs a minute. So he goes to the bathroom. He's still wearing his mic, and we hear him say, I'm so tense right now, I can't even piss.
Who was he saying that to? The producer?
Himself?
Is he not allowed to go in the bathroom and pee?
Maybe.
Alright, so he still wants her. He's so dumb.
Despite not being able to piss.
He's still pissed.
He's very pissed.
Alright, so it's cocktail party time. Isn't that great?
Just kidding, there's no cocktail party.
Alright, her mind's already made up, you know?
Jared is really nervous because his one-on-one date was like 4 days ago. And
100 years ago.
He wanted to spend a little bit of time with her, and no, it's not happening.
So she looks like a wreck and a half, and she's like giving this speech, this isn't easy, and...
Let's hand out some roses.
First rose goes to Sean. No!
Do.
I have to talk with you first.
Okay. So they go off, and he's just like, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what we talked about the other day, and like I couldn't sleep, and I was so upset.
Just tell me one thing. Why other guy?
Why that guy?
You know how I feel about him. So she says, look, I am here to have sex.
That's not what she said.
She says, I am here
to explore other relationships.
AKA have sex. I feel guilty, but I don't. I don't think you trust me.
So he's just like, I want to say.
Yeah. So they go back. He takes the freaking rose gladly this time because
gets back in line.
Yeah. And yeah, she smacked him right back into line, didn't she? Then the next one, of course, goes to Ben because the villain, Nick, has to have the
suspense
the
spot.
drama at the end.
Well, Nick did get the final rose.
Poor Rasputin.
I felt bad for Jared.
You know what? He's better off without her.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He still offered for her to wear his jacket outside.
He took it well.
He was really sweet about it.
All right. So pack your bags, young studs, or semi-young studs. We're going to Cork, Ireland.
Oh, welcome, Cork Soakers.
So Nick gets the first one-on-one overnight fantasy suite date.
This is it. This is the fantasy suite dates.
We're at the fantasy suite
It's a big deal.
dates.
It is a really big deal.
All right, so they go to church. take me to church, I promise we won't have sex in the pews.
I really
but then
hope
you
not.
can go to confession afterwards. It's cool.
So Nick was talking about when he went to confession and how he touched
the privates
where his bathing suit goes.
Oh my god. It's not just sex with him, okay? It's spiritual.
Now that they went to this church,
they stepped inside of a church.
They have a spiritual connection.
And they can talk about 8th grade forever and still have things to talk about.
I hear you're in the big leagues now.
That's right. All right, so they have dinner.
Drinks.
No, it was after dinner drinks in jail.
It was literally like a jail.
A jail.
An old jail.
A jail museum.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too.
Those mannequins were kind of scary.
So Nick tells her he doesn't respect Sean.
These two with their back and forth. So she's just like, I really don't want to hear this right now. Like, why?
Let's get
What's
it
wrong
on.
with you two?
It's overnight time. You game? Hey, look at these giant keys I have.
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, let's find our room in the jail.
And he's like, oh yeah, look at this one. It's got 2 dirty mattresses on the floor. Perfect. That's all I need.
There's champagne in there. They set this up.
Now get in bed. And she's like, no, I want a real bed. They just talked all night.
Okay.
Sure. Breakfast the next day. Why were they in different non-clothes then? They just talked all night.
I don't know, but Sean's not happy about it.
Well, he was pacing around like a tiger.
Yeah,
in
so-
his little hut.
Oh, I thought you said his hut, and I was like, what?
His hut.
His hut. So he calls the hut people, and he's like...
Which hut belongs to the other guy?
Other guy, Vile. No, he called him Nick. But seriously.
How close is Vile to villain? Vial.
Yeah, I don't think his last name is actually Vile, right?
It's Vial, right?
Something like that.
All right.
He had to muster up the strength to call him Nick and not other guy.
Hey, Nick, you're not here for the right reasons.
Yeah, so he confronts him. He's just like, I don't want to talk behind your back like the other guys. I want to talk to your face.
And Nick's like, get out. You don't know me.
Yeah. There's a lot of drama there, a lot of bad blood.
Yeah. And which will be continued next week. But the little tidbit at the end was Brady and Britt, or Britt and Brady, whichever you prefer. Their time together has come to an end.
He's got to go back to Nashville.
They have to go into long distance mode. Will they make it?
We'll see.
I predict they will at least...
Will they get engaged at the finale?
No. But,
Okay.
But they will at least make it to the finale.
I think so.
And then after that, all bets are off.
I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. What's going on? Who are you rooting for? I want to know.
I like a villain.
Whoa. Leave it in the comments. And until next time,
Much love.
Edit.